All right, everybody, you're welcome to Men Cave. I hope that you're doing good. I'm glad you're able to join me today. If you're watching me right now, and if you're going to watch this later, I'd like to say welcome. My name is Chris. This is Men Cave. At Men Cave, it's a man's rendezvous. We'll come together, we'll share, we'll learn, we'll pack and unpack. We look into issues, situations, pick up a topic, and it is not tied to any specific, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're brown, whether you're green. It doesn't matter. This is a no judgment free zone. Racism does not live here. I repeat, racism does not live here. You're first of all a man before we start considering the content, the color, your creed, your age, man, man. All right, from birth, man, man. So basically, what we're talking about here is all about man, how we can be better. I've always said it that the least appreciated, the least encouraged, the least inspired people that you go through the social media, and you will not find people who appreciate people as much are men. Men are the least appreciated, the least inspired, the least encouraged, and I have decided that I'm going to dedicate this page to appreciate, to inspire, to encourage men, and to also not take in their shenanigans. If there are things that the man is doing and it's not right and it's affecting everybody, do not rub all that on the other man. It is my responsibility to call it out. We are not perfect, but we can be better. How we can be better is when we learn off of each other, we bounce off of each other, we encourage ourselves. And we call the ill behaviors of the other man out, not necessarily try to demonize or try to bully anybody, but to also say, listen, you dropped the ball here, so that the rest of us can learn, take home and learn lessons from the experiences that didn't work out so good for the other man, particularly when you treat the women folk, how you treat them, how you present yourself, how you make yourself a model, how you value yourself. I don't know everything. We're learning from each other. I want to first of all appreciate as many that has been sending me messages. Please keep the messages coming. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe. I'd like to hear from you. What topic do you want us to treat? I hope you've been enjoying the previous editions of Men Cave. I hope you're learning something from it. We're growing by the day, but we can be better. I appreciate it if you could like the page and share, invite somebody. Invite a man. If you're a woman, share to your brother, share to your sister, your nephew, share to your husband, share to your uncle, share to your siblings. It will help somebody to get better, to be better. I am not, so I want to put it out, I'm not a professional, I'm not a counselor, I'm not here to advise you, I'm not the all-knowing person. I'm just here to moderate, to share my little experience, and to allow people comment, send their reactions, and also express their concerns, whatever it may be. So basically what I do here is I pick up a topic and I talk about it from my own point of view. I will draw lessons from it and you leave a comment. By and large, as time goes on, we're going to have live sessions where people can call in and we'll have a chat. I will discuss on live video on what your reactions or actions might be in certain situations, dilemma, or circumstances as a man. Because we see that every time you open a social media page, you see a cause and effect that is initiated by a man, whether it ended up good or ended up bad. But one way or the other, is that it was a result of a man or a man initiated the cause and effect, and the result is bad. So my response in all of that is for us to do better as a man, be better as men, improve as men, learn lessons as men. If you're elderly, if you're mature, if you got a lot of experience, if you're a counselor, if you're a psychiatrist, if you're a psychologist, I appreciate your contributions. It will be appreciated. I will appreciate if you reach out to me. My number is over there. I have my email. I have a messenger. Please send me a chat. Shoot me a mail. I'll respond as soon as possible. I want to make it clear. that racism does not live here. Bullying does not have an accommodation on this page. It's a no judgment free zone. If I bring a story and I talk about a story, I'm going to keep everybody anonymous. If you're interested in sharing your story, and I'm going to keep it anonymous so that somebody will learn from your story. I will all unpack lessons and be better for it. And that's basically what the show is all about. So real quick, today I'm going to talk about last edition. I said the last edition I talked about men choosing yourself, help yourself first as a man. Help yourself first. I know you're in love. It's a beautiful thing. I know you're excited about the other person, your partner, your friend, your wife, your fiance, your brother. Help yourself first. The same help that you want to give out to the other person. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't help. It is fine to help. But when you need the same help that you want to offer the next person, you got to help yourself first. And that's how life is. We are all in various relationships. And when you're in a ship, and the ship is on the sea, and the ship is going to capsize, they always advise to help yourself. Put your life jacket first. If you're on a plane, and the plane is having challenges in trying to maintain course, or is having challenges and is going below the altitude, they always advise when you pull the life jacket off of wherever, put it on yourself first. Put on the nose mask on yourself first before you move on to help the other person. It is just a safety strategy. And that is what I want us as men to employ on ourselves. Well, that was what I was talking about on the last edition on Men Cave. Guys, I know you love life. I know you like to help. I know you're a giver. I know you're a provider. Help yourself first. I know you like to help somebody who's in need in that strain, and it's totally fine. However, help yourself first. Help yourself first, guys. Help yourself first. If you do not help yourself, you equally become liability. You have put yourself at a place of disadvantage, and it's not good. It's not working for you. It's not helping you. I understand that you probably might have set up structures where once you give out the help that you also needed at the time to the next person, the next arrangement or provision is going to come to you. Most often than not, it doesn't work that way. The minute you are not able to access that help, the first help, and you give it to the next person, there's no guarantee. No matter, even if the bank gives you 100%, anything can happen. Assess the help first. Do not be a liability to yourself and the people around you. I understand that people are in dire straits. They need help. They're screaming their lungs out. They're asking you for help. If you need the same help such as they are asking you, I'm going to tell you, help yourself first. When you help yourself, you are alive. You are in a better footing to help the next person. Do not become a liability unto yourself, wherein you're not going to be able to help yourself. Then again, there's no guarantee that the person who you just extended the help you also needed, but decided to put them first to help them, is going to reciprocate that help. There's no guarantee they're going to reciprocate that help. Am I saying that you shouldn't help somebody? No. I'm only saying if you equally need the same help, such as the person who is asking you, you need to help yourself first. Bring yourself out of the hole first before you can be in a better position to help the next person. Because guess what? If both of you need that thing and you give the person first, you have become a liability automatically to yourself and to the other person. And there's no guarantee that that person is going to reciprocate the help you just deprived yourself for them. And that was what we talked about last week. Today, I want to talk about, whatever you want to provide for the female gender. And I want to say this specifically. I don't want anybody to come after me. There is nothing wrong doing something for people. There is nothing wrong being providing for people, being there. There's nothing wrong. All I'm saying is this: you're in a relationship, you care for somebody or people around you, and you want to do something for them, consider that you have done for somebody around you, closest to you. For example, if you're going out with somebody and when the female gender are very, very wonderful people, there'll be times that you just start a relationship, it's not even up to 2 weeks, they just load everything on you. You are the next thing you know, you're paying the light bill, you're paying the car bill, you're paying all of that bill. Do for your people first. You do not have any business when you go into a relationship to pick up people's bills. The first questions you ask yourself is, have you taken responsibility for the bill for your mother, for your daughter, for your children, for your sisters? You gotta do a retrospect of your own situation. You cannot go be paying bill for people because you're in a relationship. It is not a requirement to be in a relationship. So take care of your family, take care of your siblings, take care of your mother, take care of people who have been there for you. That relationship, there's no guarantee that it's going to go through. So why don't you do for the people who has been there for you? It could be your buddies, your inner circle friends. Support them. We have guys who hardly support people who have been there for them. But the minute that in a month or 2 months in a relationship, they're already picking up the car loan. B for the car, they are picking up PSC and G. They're taking responsibility for the phone bill, and just they want to show that they are capable. They want to show that they're financially viable to stand up to themselves, to pick up or after themselves and step up to the plate. I understand that, and I understand the pitch from where you are picking it from. However, as a man, it is important when you go into a relationship to know that picking up the bill for the next person is not a requirement in any relationship. Take care of the females in your life first before you go picking up the car loan bill for a girlfriend you've hardly met, less than 4 months, less than 3 months, less than 6 months. Am I saying that it is wrong to be nice? No. I'm only saying that it will help you present yourself a more valuable person. You don't come across as foolish, as a fool, so that they don't take advantage of you. It doesn't matter if you have too much money or averagely, mobile. It doesn't matter. Take care of the people within your circle and in your life first. What you cannot do for your mother, provision-wise. What you cannot do for your sisters, provision-wise. What you cannot do to your nephew, your nieces, those who are closest to you, who are family. Why would you want to extend same to somebody you barely knew 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago? Just because you want to show that you can step up to the plate and be a man. You are expressing the nature of manhood to the wrong person. If you please, extend that, gesture to people within your circle, first of all, before you go on extending it to somebody who barely knows you. Am I saying that when you get into a relationship, you cannot, be nice? No. I'm only saying that before you go around helping people, going all the whole hog, make sure that the same help that you are extending to the female gender especially, that you have also done same to all the women in your lives in terms of family. If you're buying the other person a car, make sure that in your family, isn't it funny that, you want to buy a car for a lady who you barely met a couple of months ago, but your mom do not have a car. You want to start picking up bills for a lady who you just barely met 2-3 months ago, but your mother, your sisters, they're barely getting by, paying their own bills. This is what I'm talking about. Why don't you extend that courtesy to the people in your life first before you start putting up that goodwill or that good attitude? Some people are really good at helping people outside. And do not get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with helping people. I'm saying, why don't you extend a courtesy to your people in your close circle, people you could regard as family? They might not be as close, but when they beckon, sometimes you don't even need to wait for them to beckon. You can see that they need help, perhaps out of the ego or pride they have. They try to keep a close circle within, to close in on that which they need to keep managing themselves. But when see that opportunity to help, extend the courtesy to them before you start going around, you know, picking up bills. Picking up bills is not part of the requirement. I'm going to talk about that in another time. But before you go out as a man, before you go out, start picking up bills and showing that you can handle your own. You got it together. It has to start from home. I do not know what your background may be. It doesn't matter whether you're from a foster background or your parents are not that fantastic and all of that. But you see, it kind of traces back. The minute that your better half or your friend or your partner understands that you do not have a wholesome background, they take advantage of you. Oh yes, they're going to take advantage of you. The minute they know that you do not have a wholesome background, that you do not have it together, that you have families, siblings, mother, and all of that struggling, and all of that, and they don't have a good heart towards you, they're going to take advantage of you. Am I saying you shouldn't go out with lady and take care of them? No. I'm only saying that courtesy you want to extend to that person you barely met because you are overly in love with them. You want to show them how love can be. You want to show them a new world. You want to turn their world around. You're going to ask yourself, have you turned the world of your family around? Have you turned the world of all the females in your life, in your family around? Have you supported your mother? If you want to buy a house for your girlfriend, there's nothing wrong with that, but have you bought for your mother? Have you bought for your brothers? Have you bought for your siblings? Because by and large, you're still going to invite them to the wedding. How would they feel when you are giving all you have to somebody you barely knew when they are also in need? They might not have given you everything. You might have struggled all your way, all your life to come to where you are, to become who you are, or what you are, to be able to provide what you can provide now for your partner and whoever you want to roll along with. But you got to ask yourself the question. There's no fun having all the money without genuine people who got your back to share with. I appreciate that you want to be nice, but remember, you got family. You got people who you should extend the courtesy first. So extend the courtesy that you also want to extend to your partner, to the person, to the women in your life. Extend it to them. There's no point having people who are in need of your help or your support, or you ignore them, maybe because of friction, bickering, and all of that, and you're extending help to people outside. All right, so it helps build that, it helps build, keeps you wholesome, in the background. You look back and you feel okay. You don't feel guilty. You don't feel let down. You don't feel empty. Uh, you don't feel that there's something that has been left undone. It keeps your conscience intact. All right. So that's all I have for you on Men Cave today, guys. Whatever you want to do to your partner, your girlfriend, your woman, whoever you want to spend your life with, whether temporary or permanently, make sure that you give extend the same courtesy to all the females in your family, your life, particularly your mother, your sisters, your nieces, and your female friends who have been there with you thick and thin before you go out into extending that courtesy. I know it might not make sense to a lot of people, but think through it, you will understand. And if you're picking up a bill for somebody you barely knew, you're going to ask yourself, have you picked up a bill for your mother, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews, and what have you? Because in the scale of preference, at this time of your life, depending on whatever it is you're going through, they come first. Well, my name is Chris. I hope I've been able to communicate with you based off of this topic. I'm not perfect, like I said, but we can all contribute and learn. Let me hear your comments. Shoot me a mail. Let me send me your comments, reactions, opposing views if you have any, or if you want to add to this, I will appreciate it. And please like, share, and subscribe until I come your way on another edition of Men Cave. Stay out of trouble and continue to stay responsible. Bye for now.